You'd think the whole point of a cruise was to, well, cruise. Hop off, see the world, grab a fridge magnet or two. But something's changing. More and more cruisers are choosing to stay on board while docked. And I'll be honest, I've done entire cruises without stepping off the ship once, and I don't regret a second of it. So what's going on here? Why are experienced travelers skipping the shore for the ship? And when should you consider doing the same? Let's dive into the smart reasons why staying on board might just be the best part of your next cruise. Just because a ship stops somewhere doesn't mean you should get off. Port safety varies, and some places are riskier than they used to be. Tourism can attract petty crime, scams, and yes, worse. That quaint market street might be listed on the advisory list. Before any cruise, I always check official travel safety sites, like the UK FCO or US State Department advisories. And if I see red flags, I stay on board, no questions asked. This has kept me away from recent unrest in Cozumel, concerns in Honduras, and warnings in parts of the Bahamas. Sometimes the pool deck is the safer adventure. Let's be honest, some ports are more trouble than they're worth, especially when the ship docks far from anything remotely interesting. Ports like La Spezia for Florence, Livorno for Pisa, or Le Havre for Paris. They all involve buses, tours, or expensive transport just to see a thing or two. Not to mention, after a 2-hour bus ride, do you really feel like marveling at a cathedral? Me neither. And if I've been before, there's no shame in spending the day relaxing on board with a cappuccino and no crowds. It's your vacation, not a sightseeing marathon. Some port names are just fancy marketing. When your itinerary says Rome, Civitavecchia, it really means Rome, 90 minutes away. Same with Venice, Trieste, or Florence, Livorno. You're not docking by the Colosseum, you're docking by a bus depot. I now double-check ports with tools like what'sinport.com to see exactly where we're stopping. Because if I need to spend hours getting to the main attraction, I'd rather spend that time on deck with a good book and a better view. Cruise ports are getting crowded, especially in peak season, and nothing kills the vibe like 15,000 cruisers descending on the same tiny island. I once checked cruisetimetables.com before arriving in Nassau. One day had 2 ships, the next had 6. Guess which day I chose to go ashore? If a port is slammed with megaships, I'm not elbowing my way through souvenir shops. I'm claiming a lounge chair with a view, while everyone else waits in line. Some places simply don't want us anymore. It's a growing trend in over-touristed cities. Barcelona, protesters with water guns. Venice, actively limiting ship arrivals. Bergen and parts of Norway, posters literally telling cruisers to go away. If the local vibe feels hostile, I take the hint and enjoy the serenity of the ship instead of playing the unwanted guest ashore. Let's talk value. Cruises now come loaded with add-ons and upcharges, from drink packages to spa passes to private cabanas. If you've paid hundreds for extras, why spend the day ashore? On port days, I've had thermal suites all to myself. I've had the same cabana others paid a fortune for, minus the crowd, and lunch at the buffet without waiting for 20 people ahead of me to slice roast beef. Sometimes staying on board feels like having the whole ship to yourself. Here's a simple truth. Your drink package doesn't work in port. That $80 a day fee, totally wasted if you're out touring, even if you're not a big drinker. The same goes for coffees, sodas, mocktails. They're all prepaid but only available on board. So on days when I want to relax with a few cold ones or hot lattes, I skip the port and soak up the savings. Cruise ship Wi-Fi has improved. Thanks, Starlink. But when 3,000 passengers are all trying to FaceTime their cat at once, good luck. On port days, though, the bandwidth is wide open. It's the best time to check emails, upload photos, or finally stream that mystery show you started last year. Sometimes the internet is faster than the shore excursions. Want to try the spa but hate the price tag? Try it on a port day. Massages, facials, and wraps often drop 20 to 30% when everyone's ashore. Specialty restaurants do the same, especially for lunch. I once had a 3-course steakhouse meal for half the evening price. Plus, no scrambling for reservations. Staying on board can be luxurious and cheaper if you know when to do it. Sometimes the ship is just too good to leave. Resort-style ships like Symphony of the Seas or Norwegian Viva, they're floating amusement parks, water slides, go-karts, trivia games, afternoon tea, and you can't do it all in just sea days. So I skip a few ports to enjoy the ship without waiting in lines. It's like getting a private resort day, without the resort fee. You know you're officially a seasoned cruiser when laundry becomes a highlight. On longer cruises, clean underwear starts feeling like luxury. But here's the thing. Most cruisers don't realize that laundry rooms are ghost towns on port days. No lines, no stolen dryers. And you might even score an iron that works. I now bring a book, toss in a load, and pretend it's a relaxing spa ritual. Bonus tip, some cruise lines offer mid-cruise laundry specials. They wash, press, and fold for less than you'd pay at home. On one trip, I sent everything out and it came back folded with more precision than I've ever managed in my life. So yes, on some port days, I stay on board just to do laundry like a pampered adult. Cruise spas know we're not all made of gold, but they do have a sneaky trick to make services feel less outrageous. Port day discounts. Massages, facials, maybe even a seaweed wrap if you're feeling adventurous, all slashed by 20 to 40%. And best of all, no relaxing to the sound of bingo over the intercom. It's peaceful, it's serene, and no one's trying to sell you miracle wrinkle cream, at least not as aggressively. I always check the spa flyer the night before port and book a treatment, while everyone else fights over beach loungers in town. It's the only time on a cruise where the relaxation actually feels like a bargain. If you've ever tried finding a lounger at sea on a sunny day, you know it's like playing musical chairs, with towels. But when the ship docks and the crowds vanish, it's pool heaven. No kids cannonballing, no loud music, no spilled daiquiris near your book, just you, the sun, and a hot tub with actual elbow room. I once had the infinity pool all to myself and felt like royalty. If you're someone who loves the pool but hates the chaos, a port day soak is absolute bliss. Just don't forget sunscreen. Empty pools mean fewer witnesses to warn you about lobster-level sunburns. Here's something that doesn't get enough love. The bartenders. They're some of the best conversationalists on board, and they know all the ship gossip. But when the ship is full, they're pouring drinks faster than you can say extra olives. On port days? Different story. I can sit at the bar, sip a mocktail, and chat about favorite ports, weird passenger stories, or where to find the best espresso martini on board. One time, a bartender even taught me how to make a signature drink and let me name it. It was called the Lazy Cruiser. Fitting. This might be the most underrated perk of staying on board. You don't have to do anything. No rushing, no queues, no excursions. You can sit on your balcony, read a book, stare at the ocean, and enjoy that rare thing we forget exists, stillness. Sometimes I grab a tea, park myself near a window in the cafe, and people watch the few others who also stayed behind. It's like the ship breathes differently on port days. Quieter, calmer, almost spa-like. Honestly, it's my favorite kind of vacation day. The one where no one expects anything from you at all. If you're going on a cruise, there's one place you're guaranteed to visit. Not the spa, not the casino. I'm talking about the glorious, overflowing buffet. It's convenient, it's fast, it's where diets go to die. With dignity. But here's the thing. As wonderful as the cruise buffet can be, there are some easy-to-make mistakes that can ruin your experience, or someone else's. So today, we're covering 15 cruise buffet mistakes that every smart cruiser should avoid, plus a few etiquette reminders you wish other passengers knew. Let's dig in before the food gets cold. You just boarded. You're excited, hungry, and so is everyone else. That's why the buffet is packed tighter than a Black Friday sale at Costco. Families with luggage, long lines, no tables. But here's your pro move. Check if the main dining room is open. Many offer a quiet sit-down lunch with better food and no chaos. Or head to the pool grill or pizza station. Some ships even offer discounted specialty dining on day one, a little-known perk. Bottom line? Unless you love a crowd, skip the embarkation buffet madness and explore your quieter options. Yes, it's all you can eat, but that doesn't mean it all has to be on one plate. Mac and cheese, fried chicken, pizza, shrimp cocktail, pork roast, a meatball, and that's just one spoonful. Take smaller portions, try a few bites, then go back for seconds or thirds without wasting food or feeling like you swallowed an anchor. Let's talk cleanliness. That hand sanitizer station? It's not decorative. Buffets mean shared tongs, shared spoons, and, unfortunately, shared germs. Always sanitize or wash your hands before diving in. Don't use your fingers. Don't double dip. And for heaven's sake, don't lick anything and put it back. Oh, and if you drop a roll on the sneeze guard, that's a sign. One of cruising's best-kept secrets? Each side of the buffet might be different. What looks like a mirror image setup might actually hide the stir-fry station of your dreams. Some ships offer sushi on one end and tacos on the other. Asian cuisine over here, roast beef carving station over there. So before you settle for mystery casserole, do a little buffet window shopping. If you have food allergies, listen up. Cruise lines are pretty good at helping out, but you've got to speak up. Let the line know before you sail. Talk to a manager, not just the buffet server with 6 trays and a ladle. Cross-contamination is real, especially with shared serving utensils. When in doubt, ask for a supervisor. They'd much rather help you early than call the ship doctor later. Yes, there's bacon. Yes, there's cake. But cruise buffets also have grilled veggies, sugar-free desserts, salads with more than just iceberg lettuce. You don't have to eat clean the whole trip. This is vacation after all. But if you're aiming to not need stretchy pants by day 5, balance is your friend. We all learned how to behave at Golden Corral. Let's not forget it on the high seas. Here's your refresher. Don't cut in line. Don't hover and hold up the station. Don't make life harder for the crew. And always, always, grab a clean plate for seconds, even if your old one isn't that dirty. This isn't a backyard BBQ. It's a shared space with 3,000 strangers. Oh, and try not to camp out at your table during peak lunch. If others are circling like seagulls looking for a spot, maybe wrap up the poker game. Buffets get busy, like line out the door busy. Want to avoid the crowd? Eat a little early or a little late. Lunch at 11:30? Peaceful. Lunch at noon? Utter madness. Dinner at 6:45? Lines. Dinner at 5:30 or 8 o'clock? Smooth sailing. You'll thank yourself for the quieter experience, and for not having to fight over the last breadstick. You're not in a rush. This isn't airport food between connections. Slow down. Chew. Breathe. Enjoy your meal. If you wolf down your meal in 7 minutes flat, you'll just end up with indigestion and a missed opportunity to people watch. Relax. You're on a cruise. I hate to be the fun police, but your wet swimsuit and no shirt look, not Buffett approved. Most cruise lines ask for a cover-up or t-shirt before entering. No shoes, no shirt, no shrimp. Also, no dripping through the buffet line like a soggy Labrador retriever. Dry off first, then dig in. Flip-flops are fine, but make sure everything that needs to be covered is covered. You just had a big lunch. You think, I'll skip dessert this time. But then you walk by the pastry station, and that tiny cheesecake calls your name like it knows your weaknesses. Remember, cruise calories don't count. That's not science, but it should be. If you see something that looks good, take it. The worst-case scenario, you don't finish it. The better-case scenario, you discover a chocolate mousse that changes your life. You pile up your plate, find the perfect table, and then realize your mouth is drier than a desert in August. Now you're stuck doing the buffet walk of shame, carrying your tray back through the crowd, looking for lemonade. Here's the fix. Always grab your drink before loading your plate. Water, iced tea, coffee, whatever keeps you hydrated and happy. A meal without a drink is like a cruise without a towel animal. Technically possible, but deeply disappointing. You want to go back for seconds, but you don't want to lose your spot. So you leave your purse, phone, sunglasses, tablet, novel, and bingo dauber on the table, like you're marking your territory. Here's the reality. Most people are lovely, but not everyone is honest, and buffets can be busy. If you're cruising solo, ask a crew member to watch your spot or take your valuables with you. If you're with someone, tag team your buffet run. Your phone doesn't need to save your seat. It's not a chihuahua at a Starbucks patio. You entered on one side, you explored the stations, and now you don't know how to get back to your table. It's not just you. Cruise ship buffets can feel like food labyrinths, especially after 3 trips to the carving station. Here's your solution. Take note of landmarks. Are you sitting near the soup bar, the ice cream machine, the guy who won't stop talking about how much shrimp he ate? Use your surroundings. And if you do get turned around, hey, maybe you'll find a new dessert section you missed the first time. There was a time when skipping a port felt like missing out. Now, it feels like the smartest move I made, because when the town is crowded, the ship is empty. When the excursions are expensive, the sun deck is free. And when others are rushing around with maps and wristbands, I'm having another round of coffee, watching the waves roll by. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore my other videos, especially this one, where I walk through the most overrated ports I've visited, and what to do if you still want to go ashore wisely. Happy cruising, and don't forget your key card.